Let me tell you a story about a position that used to run football.
And there's no flag this time, and Ozil with a chance to win it. It's Mesut Ozil, and Arsenal have done it.
Zona tiro, rientra sul sinistro, Zidane numero, Zidane tiro, rete, che gol, che gol!
Il a cherché Zidane, Zidane.
There was a time when this wasn't just another player on the pitch, it was the team. Everything revolved around him, every attack started at his feet, every dangerous chance depended on his imagination. When the game became chaotic, he was the one who slowed it down. For decades, football belonged to the artists. Pelé, Diego Maradona, Roberto Baggio, Zidane and Zidane, Ronaldinho. These players weren't remembered because they ran the fastest or covered the most distance. They were remembered because they could see football differently. They could split the entire defense with one touch, one turn, one perfectly weighted pass. The number 10 wasn't expected to defend. His job was simple: create magic. Managers built the entire systems around these players because they knew one moment could decide a match. But today, look at the biggest clubs in the world: Manchester City, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. How many of them play with a traditional number 10? So what happened? Over the last 20 years, the game has become faster than ever before. Teams don't just attack anymore, they press relentlessly. The moment possession is lost, every player is expected to win it back within seconds. Managers like Pep Guardiola, Klopp and Marcelo Bielsa revolutionized modern football by demanding that every player contributes in every phase of the game. If your striker doesn't press, he doesn't play. If your winger doesn't track back, he gets replaced. And if your number 10 refuses to defend, he's suddenly a weakness instead of a luxury. The classic playmaker, who once wandered freely between midfield and attack, found himself with less space. Tactical systems became more organized. The areas where legends like Zidane or Riquelme once had time to turn now disappear in a split second. Modern football simply doesn't allow passengers anymore. That's why today's creative players look completely different. Take Jude Bellingham. He's gifted enough to play as a number 10, but he also wins tackles, carries the ball through midfield, presses defenders and arrives late in the box. Or Bellingham and Musiala. His creativity is undeniable, but he constantly drifts wide, drops deep and works tirelessly without the ball. Even Florian Wirtz and Cole Palmer aren't traditional number 10s. They are attacking midfielders, wingers, false nines, and second strikers all rolled into one. The role hasn't disappeared, it has evolved. Instead of one player carrying all the creativity, modern teams spread it across the entire pitch. Fullbacks create chances, center backs are starting the attacks, defensive midfielders break lines with pass, and wingers are drifting inside. Everyone creates, and that's why the old number 10 has quietly faded away. But maybe not forever, because football is constantly changing. Just when everyone thought the traditional striker was dead, Erling Haaland arrived, and when people believed crossing was outdated, Arsenal started dominating again. Tactics move in cycles, and while systems may change, magic never goes out of style. But there was one manager who changed everything. Ironically, he was once one of the greatest number 10s the game had ever seen: Pep Guardiola. As a player, Guardiola understood the value of tactical football, but as a coach, he realized something even more important: the balls moved faster than any player ever could. Instead of relying on one genius to unlock defenses, he wanted every player to become a playmaker. And suddenly, creativity wasn't coming from one player, it was coming from everywhere. And Guardiola wasn't alone. Jurgen Klopp took football in a completely different direction. His teams didn't wait for the perfect pass, they entered the ball. The moment possession was lost, Liverpool attacked the opponent instead of retreating. For the first time, attacking players were judged for their pressing instead of their goals. And that changed recruitment forever. Managers stopped asking who's the most creative player available. Instead they ask who can create and run 12 kilometers every game. That's a completely different footballer, and that's why players like Kevin De Bruyne became so valuable. People often call him a number 10, but watch him closely when he played for City. He's constantly sprinting into space, recovering possession, crossing from wide areas, and dropping next to the holding midfielder. He's not standing between the lines waiting for the ball, he's everywhere. The same is true for Jude Bellingham. He can score like a striker, pass like a playmaker, but he's not replacing the old number 10, he's replacing different positions at once. And that's what modern football demands: versatility. Managers don't want specialists anymore, they want complete footballers. Players who can solve 5 different problems during the same match. And that's why youngsters are developed different today. Now, they teach him to press, to defend, to recover possession, and to make runs without the ball, to become a complete athlete before becoming an artist. It's made football faster, more intense and tactical, but some fans believe it has also taken away the magic, because players like Ronaldinho weren't coached to be robots. They were encouraged to express themselves, to improvise and to entertain. Today, when risky dribble can get you substitute, when mispress can cost your team a goal. Football has never been more efficient, but it has become less creative. Some believe today's players are the best athletes football has ever seen, others believe we have sacrificed individual brilliance in exchange for tactical perfection, and yet, every once in a while, a player comes along who makes you wonder if the number 10 is making a comeback. But they are not traditional number 10s. They are free to roam, but they are also expected to press, defend, and work without the ball. The number 10 hasn't disappeared, he has been scattered across the pitch. Instead of one magician, modern teams often have 3 or 4. Think about Real Madrid, Jude Bellingham, Arda Güler, Vinicius Jr., Federico Valverde. Creativity comes from every direction. That's exactly what makes modern football so difficult to defend. You can't stop one playmaker anymore, you have to stop the entire team. But despite all those tactical evolutions, fans still miss something. Ask almost anyone to name the most entertaining footballers ever, and the same names keep appearing. Ronaldinho, Zidane, Maradona. Why? Because they played with freedom. They weren't just trying to win, they were trying to make people fall in love with football. And maybe that's why the classic number 10 will never truly die. Because football will always need goals, but above everything else, it will always need artists. So, what do you think? Is the number 10 disappearing? Yes or no? And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, because we upload football documentaries every week and untold stories from the beautiful game. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Follow for more.